Hello and welcome to this week's Fundamentals. My name is Thomas and I'm the host of this channel. This week I want to talk about the Metaverse. Because more and more companies seem to be interested in the Metaverse. Then there is also the difference between the Metaverse and play-to-earn games. Then there is also Metaverse Hardware and Metaverse Software, and also Metaverse cryptocurrencies. I already discussed Decentraland as one of the metaverses, but besides that there is also the Sandbox that I will discuss in a later video. So with that said, let's jump into this week's video. So I want to start off this video by explaining the differences between a playing to earn game and the metaverse. Illuvium, for example, is a playing to earn game. While you play the game and you capture characters that you can sell as NFTs for Ethereum. So while you play, you can actually earn money by selling NFTs that you gather in the game. The metaverse is something else. The metaverse is a digital place where you can meet other people. You can have art exhibitions, as you can see here. You can meet with colleagues, you can have a digital office space. You can also earn money by creating clothes, creating spaces, creating construction, but it's not a play to earn game. So that's the difference between the metaverse and playing to earn games. Besides that, we also always speak about the metaverse, but there is actually no the metaverse. There's multiple metaverses. As I explained in the beginning of this video, we already have Sandbox and Decentraland, and there is multiple more metaverses. So when we say the metaverse, we mean the industry, because there is multiple metaverses. So with that said, let's jump into this article. Tech giants stage their first all-out brawl in the metaverse. So for the first time, all the tech giants are going to compete over the same turf. One reason for the runaway success of Amazon, Apple, Meta, Microsoft, and Google parent Alphabet is that they have managed to avoid destructive battles with each other, so they're not in direct competition with each other. Sure, Apple and Google compete in mobile operating systems, but the iPhone maker dominates the premium smartphone market, so Google goes for the secondary smartphone market, where it generates most profit. The cloud computing business is big enough to enrich both Amazon and Microsoft as its online advertising for Google and Facebook. So as you can see, all the big tech giants are actually dividing the whole tech space and all take their part. Meta Chief Executive Officer CEO Mark Zuckerberg in particular has said that the metaverse will provide the next leg of growth. So it's the extension of the current tech. And he's betting billions of dollars on hardware and software innovations. But the metaverse will be more competitive than even social media. The best strategy for the respective companies would be to rapidly determine which parts of the metaverse they can conquer and which they can't. Amazon, Facebook, and Microsoft rapidly abandoned efforts to enter the smartphone market when they concluded that there was no point in challenging Apple's dominance, because it would cost way too much money in marketing and the risk is too high. That didn't stop them from finding ways to make good money elsewhere in the mobile economy. A similar approach is advisable here. So obviously, we don't really yet know how the metaverse will develop, what is needed. What we already know is that we have Metaverse Software and Metaverse Hardware. I will jump into Metaverse Hardware later. So, as the video that I did also a few months earlier, this is Decentraland, which is one of the metaverses, one of the most popular metaverses. But besides that, you also have the Sandbox. I've only had experience playing Decentraland. You have to get used to the fact that it's a little bit less realistic than the GTAs and the games that we are currently playing. But again, this is only the beginning of the metaverse. Here you see an overview of the top Metaverse coins based on market capitalization. So we have Decentraland. You probably already heard about Axie Infinity, about the Sandbox, as I just said, Engine Coin, Render Token, Illuvium, as I just said, those are really the big currencies in the Decentraland space. And they are starting from rank 35 of the total amount of cryptocurrencies. So it's relatively big, but as you can see, there's relatively little options regarding Metaverse tokens currently. So then I wanted to go to what hardware do you need to really experience the Metaverse? So there is already multiple options in that space as well, and you will recognize the companies. So we have HoloLens, which is 3,500, a bit expensive. Microsoft's HoloLens is expensive, but it's not yet built for consumers, so they're still developing the product. So Microsoft is already here. Then we have Lenovo ThinkReality A3 on $1,500. Lenovo's augmented reality glasses mimic a large virtual workstation and connected with Microsoft laptops to enable remote collaboration features. So Lenovo's already in this space. Then we have Magic Leap on $23,000. AR pioneer Magic Leap. First product is underpowered and requires somewhat clunky external processing unit. So they were the first ones. So they obviously did all the research and development, and therefore their product is really expensive. But we will see that the price will drop very fast. Then we have Meta Quest 2, which is from Meta, so from the Facebook company. It's easy to understand why Meta is hot on the Metaverse. And also, the Meta glasses are only $399. So they're the cheapest until now. Then Valve Index, which for me is the most unknown, which is the video game publisher that owns Steam. Then we have HTC's Vive Flow for $500. And the bonus Google Cardboard of $15, which is more or less a joke, but it's a cardboard where you can fit in your phone and you can experience the Metaverse through your phone, through free apps on your phone. But the Metaverse glasses are different than just telephones in front of your eyes, just to make that clear. So the Google Cardboard is an affordable and simple way to experiment with virtual reality. The company sells cardboard kits that use the smartphone as a screen. So it's only for your first experience and there's only a few apps available. So that is my perspective on the Metaverse. So we discussed hardware, software. What does it mean, the Metaverse? There's actually multiple Metaverses. Also, the fact that a lot of tech giants are already in the space, but they're still trying to figure out where they're gonna focus on. And you now know the difference between playing to earn games and the Metaverse. So if you have any questions, just as usual, put some comments below. Also like and subscribe. And I hope to see you next week. Bye.